So should I just jump in?
Yeah.
You want to pray first?
Yeah, let's do. Well, Lord, thank you for this special time to be with Scott.
Suns, 2 more. Scott Drew's dream comes true.
How we doing?
Good, Scott. Thanks so much for doing this.
Oh, you looking sharp, sir.
Oh,
Thanks
man.
for coming over.
Oh, thank you.
Man, you guys set up pretty quick today. Like this setup.
We don't play game. Oh, there.
Oh, there we go.
Coach Drew and Baylor complete college basketball's greatest rebound and rebuild.
You like the prayer picture?
I love it. I'm going to ask you about that, because it's only been seen on TV a million times, Obviously, you have a great mind, the X's and the O's, but how does faith inform how you coach players?
Well, we've always been a Christ-centered program ever since the day I've arrived, and that's our foundation. Kind of like with players, you start with the fundamentals and you build up from there. With us, it's culture, joy, Jesus, others, yourself.
We do a lot of research on religion here at Baylor, and one of the things that we find that's so compelling is that faith matters most when it's done in service to others.
Just like Jesus came to serve us, our coaching staff, we want to be the biggest servants to our players. We want to help them reach their goals and dreams and serve them in any way possible.
It's transformative. And so your whole culture that you've created here is a reflection of that.
And that's so hard to do because the world, society, everything tells you, take what you can get. It's about you, yourself. Even look at in a game of basketball, there's 1 ball and 5 players out there. There's 8 scholarship players on the bench. Everyone on the bench wants to be on the court. Everyone on the court wants the ball. Everyone wants the shot. If you have the right foundation, if you know Jesus has a plan for your life and you trust Him in handling your future, then you can relax and enjoy the game of basketball. You can enjoy the game of life. And at the end of the day, it's winning the game of life is a lot more important than the game. I can't tell you who won the championship 4 years, 5 years, 8 years ago. I can tell you 2 years ago.
There will never be another first team to win a national championship at Baylor University.
All that matters when I get to those gates, God's not going to say, what was your record? How many players did you help get to the pros? How many championships did you win? So at the end of the day, making sure they win the game of life is something that they do care about for those that care about their faith.
What's a highlight in your life? I would imagine most people would think that yours was cutting the nets down.
Cutting down the nets and highlights like that is always exciting, but just as exciting, if not more exciting, would be seeing the spiritual growth of guys, for players that accept Christ, players that maybe pray for the first time with the team, players that get baptized, players that come back and they're in Bible studies and they go to church, and that's what's really exciting. And sometimes those victories, they're not written or talked about in the newspaper, they're not talked about on TV, but again, those are the ones that really matter.
We live in a culture where people say that it's okay to believe whatever you want to believe, but I would prefer that you not express it so publicly. Right. Keep it private. Right. And of course, it was a part of this great American experiment that people could pursue faith. It seems as if you've done that so well. You've lived out your faith. You haven't kept it private. You've encouraged your players to pursue it.
Well, the great thing is Baylor University gives you that opportunity to do that. Spiritually, we're allowed to have an impact in our players' lives. And so many of my coaching friends devout in their faith are in institutions where they can't.
Yes.
And that's really hard because at the end of the day, they have a calling to be there. They want to do their job, but it's publicly they're just not allowed to express themselves like they would like to. And we like to say in coaching and playing, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, I've become a much better husband, father. Spiritually, I've grown from the staff that we have because we'll do coaches' Bible studies together. We'll start every meeting in prayer. I mean, our spiritual journey's like eating, right? You can have a great meal, but the next day you're hungry. You know, it's a daily encounter of growth. And Pastor Brewer's our character coach, Pastor Weibel's our team chaplain. So we have people around us that can help us daily with that walk.
One last thing, this picture on this wall over here of these players gathered at half court, I've seen it on TV so many times, and I think it's a testimony to what you've built here. Is that picture one of the pictures that you most like to look at, to see a team huddled around arm in arm like that?
Well, in that one in particular, so Pastor Brewer normally prays at the end of the game, and normally we stand national championship. He said, let's go on one knee. Everybody got on one knee. What was so neat about the moment is you can see everybody's locked in. Sometimes, you know, praying people looking around, but everybody's locked in, and there was no other game. When you're the last game, they don't cut away to another game. So I guess they got to show everyone who the glory belonged to.
Scott, thanks so much for all that you've done for Baylor and for really the world.
Well, thank you for all that you've done and all your research, and can't thank you enough.
Oh, thanks, Scott. Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it.